Hello everyone, and in today's video, we are going to learn Linux. If you are just wanting to start learning Linux, the best way to learn Linux is playing the game. Because when we play game, we are enjoying a little bit more than usual. So there is a game called Over the Wire in which bandits are the some levels of game where you have to cross the levels and you get the flag of another level in previous level. So there's my VMware and Ubuntu is just boot up. So let's start. Like how I know what is Linux and I know Linux operating system well, but I want to learn Linux a little bit more than usual. So just start this learning, and this is going to be a series, so stay here and learn Linux. And here is our Google. Basically I am using the terminal called Terminator. If you don't have, just install it with sudo apt install Terminator. I think this is the best, you can say, terminal, because there are some features, the customization of shortcuts and a little more preferences. You can see here like this. Just use this, and these are key bindings like some color profiles, and it is best for me. So if you are just starting Linux, just use this first command sudo apt update for updating your system. And here you can see my system is going to update and with the upgrade. And I want to tell you some shortcuts, like if you just use two letters then tab button, it's going to autocomplete. Tab button is for autocomplete. And you can say here is sudo. So sudo is actually the permission or super privilege your mode. Like in if you are in root, you don't have to use any super condition because it is super user. Root is super user, but sudo has not as much as permissions. Like if you are a user not a root, you have not permissions as much as like root, so you have to use sudo. Just start with our over the wire. You can see here, you can see here there's bandits, and you can read for beginners, like there is some levels and man command. Manual, for manual of anything, it's a man command. And with the help manual actually come uh, a whole sheet for a special command, and help is just short of any command, like how to use whatever you want to know about the particular command. So here are some note for VMwares like me. If we are getting any issue in our net mode, so we have to switch over it to bridge mode in networking. Okay, but I think I haven't any issue with this. Just go to level 0, and you can see here is SSH off. Level 0 is this, and you can see here is SSH to the bandit 0 username and bandit 0 is password. With this server at port 2220, so just use SSH. If you don't know SSH, just use man command, man SSH. So SSH is actually open SSH remote login client. It's actually using for connecting to a server with a special port. And you can see there are some tags with tag 4, tag 6 and tag 8. Tag 4 for IPv version 4 and tag 6 for IPv version 6. And if you want to quit as a man command, you have to just press Q on your keyboard, and it is very simple. So just type into first. So and SSH dash H for help, like that dash help sometimes dash H not work, dash help works. And if you want to know like SSH, just use SSH with bandit 0 at the rate the username and the server with tag P for port, so 2220 port. Just enter and use here we need a password. Just use bandit 0, and yeah, we logged in. Previously we are ghost with my username, and now we are bandit 0 with this username, so we logged in. Just use ls command. So ls command is a simple command. Ls is just like used to know what is in this directory and what are subdirectories, what are files. This directory is actually folder if you are in Windows. Directory is same thing as folder, and like ls, like these are my directories. Like if you want to use know about more about ls, so just use ls dash h. There's no help for desert, so just use man ls. So here are something for you, like ls is for list directory contents, and dash a is used for list uh, to show you hidden directories. Dash a is used, and dash capital A for do not list implicate, like dot and dot dot. Actually you want to know what is dot and dot dot. So dot means current directory, and dot dot means previous directory, new which have. So after this previous directory there's a home directory, so we need to go for bandit directory. So this is the home directory. When we cross the table, we have to go through it. So we are currently bandit 0 directory. Just switch over here, and you can learn more about ls in this. Just go through all through this to know more and more. Just Q for quit, and it's now quit. You can see there's nothing to see. If like if we want to use ls in like better mode, so we want to use like ls dash la. So we can say here there are 24 actually contents, and this is the permissions bandit 0, and these are like read write read. And if you want to just change your permission for any file, you have to use chmod c75 755. These are actually the codes, and just use your file to in which you want to change your permission. So it's readme, and tab is actually for completion. I tell you before. So just I don't want to change the permission. And cat is actually used for concatenation or reading a file what is inside the file. So if you want to know what is man cat, what is cat. So this is cat concatenate files and print on the standard output. And here is our flag. You can see this is the flag. I want to make a directory, and store it for another time when we use it, we want to learn something. And if we want to give it to next level, like just copy it. So alt plus C is my keyboard shortcut. I customize it for my preference. So just copy it and exit from it here. Now we are in our cost username. mkdir are actually used for making directories, so I want to make overthewire directory, and I want to make a bandit directory inside it. So dash p is used for making another directory inside directory. Just go to over the wire directory and then bandit. And if we want to use like if you use echo command, echo is actually printing something like echo hello. So you see here hello is printed. Now echo hello and with slash n /n this is printed. Now I want to print bandit 0 because this is the username and this is our password which we found in readme file, and this is a redirect operator. This is redirect into a file. Just make a file like you can say solutions .md. It's a markdown file. You can see there's solutions.md file, and we can read it with solutions.md cat. And there I want to tell you there is a double redirect operators which is used for appending a file. Appending means just if there is something you can add, and if you use single operator and the file contains something inside it already, it will just replace it. Like I want to change this number randomly 7570. Now our previous file is this, like this this thing. Now it's going to replace if I use a single redirect operator. Just see. Now I concatenate the solution.md. You can see it's 058. Previously it is my1. Okay, but if I just used 3my1, it's going to change again. So it's going to change again in original file. You can see here. But if we want to change in like both, we want to contain both strings, like our randomly and our original. So I want to use a double redirect operator. It's going to append the file. It's going like if there's something, just add this to next line and click enter, and now concatenate the file. You can see both things are going to present. So I want to introduce you to the Vim editor. So Vim actually the fastest editor I have ever seen. So you can see here, VI is Vim improved is VI actually editor, and Vim is VI improved, which is the latest version of it. If you want to quit Vim, you have to just use colon. You can see in the bottom, just colon and Q. You quit. And if you want to just edit the file, you have to use vim solution.md or file name, and you have to just press I, so you are in insert mode, and then you can backspace change anything. You can just backspace and clear things. But this is very powerful editor, so you can use double D and boom, whole line is going to be erased. Then if you want to save the file, you have to use w :w. Now the file is saved. Now this is the first. But if we want to use, if we want like write and quit the editor, so we have to use wq. And if you want a series on Vim, like how it is actually, how you can use it more advanced features, you have to tell me in the comments. I will make a new video. Now I want to introduce a command clear, which is used for terminal. Like we have done many things like this, and we just quit, and many things we have done. But if we want to clear the terminal, we have to use a command clear. It's an English word clear, but there is a shortcut for this. Now I'm not going to write clear, but I clear the terminal. Just control plus L, you clear the terminal. And for now, I'm going to end the video because this is the only one channel, and I want to tell you about more things in detail. If you want to know about mkdir in detail, you have to just man mkdir, and use just like I use over the wire and bandits with tag p. There it is. Nowhere if existing, make permanent directories as needed. You can make a directory inside a directory using dash p. So thank you for watching. I know it's only a single challenge which is I solved, but I want to tell you about the commands in detail, and there are actually many videos on YouTube, but I don't know why I am making it. And I want to show you something like I have a GitHub account, and I make mind map on this commands, Linux commands, and what is Linux, and the terminologies of Linux command, like what they means and why we use it. It may take time to open because it is going to a huge chart of Xmind. You can see here it is going to take much more time, but this is something less, so it will take lesser time. You can see it is going to open. Yeah, there it is. When you download it, you can see it in PDF, and it is in clear mode, but it is in Google, so it does not look like very clearly. But when you download it, you can see it is in very clear mode. Thank you for watching, and hope you will subscribe and waiting for my next videos.